Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to look at a truly fascinating case study that shows just how incredibly fast the world of artificial intelligence is moving right now. Look, we all know AI can write a polite email, maybe summarize a long meeting, or help you brainstorm some ideas. But what happens when AI moves all the way up the corporate ladder? What happens when it leaps from basic admin tasks to generating highly complex, board-ready corporate strategy? Well, today we are exploring Mulkern AI systems and the rise of the AI C-suite, and we're going to look at how it's fundamentally changing the math of executive knowledge work.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because to really understand the disruption here, we first have to look at the traditional costs of doing business. If you're a growing company, maybe you're founder-led or mid-market, and you need top-tier leadership to scale, your options are, frankly, painfully expensive. You're looking at a minimum of $250,000 salary, plus equity, plus benefits, for a full-time C-suite executive. Or if you go the increasingly popular fractional consultant route, you're still looking at paying retainers that can easily range from $10,000 to $40,000 every single month. And let's be real, unless you have a money tree growing in the break room, that is a massive barrier to entry for getting the strategic expertise a company desperately needs to grow.
But the gap between these two models is staggering. A traditional fractional executive takes days, and sometimes even weeks, to turn around a major strategic deliverable, all while charging those massive monthly retainers. Enter the Mulkern AI agent. The turnaround time? Minutes. The cost? Starting at just $1,200 a year for unlimited deliverables, totally on demand. We aren't just talking about a slight efficiency gain here, or a helpful little software tool. We are talking about a fundamental collapse in both the time and the cost required to produce high-level corporate documents. It naturally sparks your curiosity, right? How is this kind of economic disruption even possible without completely sacrificing quality?
Let's get right into Section 1, Meet the AI C-suite.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're talking about. Mulkern AI Systems hasn't just built some generic business chatbot. They've constructed a highly categorized matrix of 60 distinct AI agents, divided precisely across all major business functions. There are 12 agents for the CEO focusing on strategy and running the board. There are 15 agents for the CFO handling cash flow and profitability, 12 CHRO agents for the people and compliance side, 9 COO agents to tame operational chaos, and 12 CRO agents to build out a defensible revenue engine. It's literally an entire executive floor digitized.
Now, what's absolutely crucial to ground this technology in reality is understanding what these agents actually make. These aren't abstract AI bots just spitting out generic fortune cookie advice. They are engineered to produce highly specific, concrete corporate documents that you can actually put to work. We are talking about complex 13-week cash flow forecasts that uncover trapped cash. We're talking about legally current, state-specific employee handbooks ready for attorney review, market benchmarked salary bands, comprehensive 100-day operations plans, and bottoms-up sales quota and territory models. It is the exact foundational paperwork a company relies on, produced at the speed of software.
Which brings us to Section 2, Under the Hood, How the Agents Work.
So you might be naturally a bit skeptical about AI-generated strategy, and I don't blame you. Let's look at the workflow. It's a real David versus Goliath story of automated efficiency versus manual labor. Complex strategic tasks that used to take a whole weekend of senior-level time are reduced to 3 incredibly fast, simple steps. Step 1. You bring your own Claude API key from Anthropic. Step 2. You answer a highly focused intake form describing your specific business situation, your market constraints, and your goals. We're talking just a few minutes of typing. Step 3. The agent gets to work, and boom, you get a board-ready deliverable, formatted, and ready to present or print straight to PDF.
But let's address the elephant in the room here, the whole "is this just ChatGPT garbage" objection. This system is architected very differently from a standard chat interface. Every single agent runs what they call a 100-point QC rubric. This is an automated pre-delivery quality control pass. The agent actually drafts the document section by section, reconciles the numbers across those sections to make sure everything ties out perfectly, and then scores itself against a rigorous 100-point rubric before you ever even see it. Mulkern is so confident in this built-in quality assurance that they literally offer a 14-day guarantee that the output will be board-ready.
So the crucial point is how they handle your highly sensitive proprietary corporate data. By operating on a bring-your-own-key model, meaning you plug in your own Anthropic API key, your data is completely segregated. It passes through their gateway only in the split second it takes to call Claude. It is never written to disk, it is never logged, and it is absolutely never saved on Mulkern AI servers. This framework brilliantly addresses the massive corporate hurdle of data security and privacy, which, let's face it, is usually the very first reason general counsel will block the use of AI in the first place.
Moving on to Section 3, the economics of disruption.
The contrast in this flat annual fee structure is honestly wild. A single agent is just $1,200 a year. You can get curated bundles of agents for a specific project for $3,000, and if you want an entire suite, say all 12 CEO agents, which actually includes 5 user seats for your whole team, it's $12,000 for the year. The CFO suite is the same, CHRO and CRO suites are $10,500, and the COO suite is $9,000. Once again, put that into perspective with human labor. Licensing an entire suite of these agents for a full year wouldn't even cover a single week of a high-end human executive's time.
But we really need to clarify what this actually means for human workers. As this quote from the source material puts it perfectly, this technology is not a replacement for financial judgment, an accelerator that does the building, reconciling, and formatting so the expensive hours go to decisions. And that is the absolute core relevance of what we're looking at today. The goal here isn't to just fire the C-suite and remove human judgment entirely. No, the goal is to automate the manual, tedious building of these documents at the speed of software. The human expert is finally freed up to spend their very expensive hours actually making the strategic calls rather than wrestling with spreadsheets and formatting slides all night.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, the paradigm shift, the white label twist.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the fascinating plus 50% rule at play here. Mulkern offers a white label option for all of their suites. If the standard CEO suite is $12,000 a year, the white label version is $18,000. Why on earth would someone pay a 50% premium on the exact same license? Well, because it allows the user to put their own logo and their own name on every single board-ready deliverable, completely removing any trace of the Mulkern AI watermark.
So, let's look at this fascinating market reality. Who's actually paying for this white label feature? It's the fractional executives, the advisory firms, and the specialized agencies. The very people you might assume this AI is designed to replace are actually the biggest buyers. They are licensing this AI, using it to generate complex strategic documents in minutes, slapping their own agency logo right on the front, and delivering it to their clients as their own work. It allows a single consultant to do the work of an entire firm, effectively scaling their output infinitely and allowing them to literally 10x their profit margins. The AI isn't just replacing human consultants. It is actually being sold directly to them as the ultimate leverage tool.
And that leaves us with a profound paradigm shift to consider as we wrap up this explainer. If AI can now reliably write the multi-year strategic plan, balance the 13-week cash flow, design the organizational chart, and build out the sales quota model in a matter of minutes, what exactly is the human's job? As we move headfirst into an AI-driven economy, it seems the true value of knowledge work is shifting rapidly away from the labor of creating the document and entirely toward the wisdom of judging it.